fascinating. This is absolutely... What? Oh, good afternoon. Professor Upton Sylvester History here. You can call me Professor U.S. History for short. You're in my study today, welcome. And I am going through a very fabulous collection of rare artifacts that were found in Newfoundland. Anybody know where Newfoundland is? That's the problem with today's youth. Nobody knows anything about geography. Don't worry about it, it's in Canada. It's a little north of America. It's in the continent of North America. Very good. Okay. These artifacts are on loan to me from a friend of mine from the Royal Canadian Museum of Natural History, of course. And this here is a shawl. So it would have been worn about their chest and shoulders like this to keep them warm. And it's from a culture in Europe called the Vikings. And the Vikings actually discovered America about 500 years before Columbus. So I know this book is going to tell you that Columbus discovered America, and many people believe that, and in a sense he did introduce it to Europe at a time when Europe was ready to massively explore and begin to colonize parts of the world. When the Vikings were sailing there in the year 1000, nobody was really ready to do that yet. They were just kind of exploring and tried a few settlements, but they never lasted very long. So anyway, back to this fabulous collection. In addition to this shawl, there is this, I believe it's a arm or a leg warmer. It has lacings on one side. You can see, much like the Native Americans you talked about last chapter, the Vikings were also very adept at using their resources, their natural resources, animals and the like, leathers and furs, to keep them warm and protected. Now, perhaps the most fabulous part of this collection is this extremely rare, authentic Viking helmet. This is untold riches this is worth. I have to be very careful with this. It's been on loan to me. The Vikings would wear it to protect them. See how that would protect their head from any damage that would go on. And never mind. The last piece of this collection. This doesn't come from this collection. Never mind. All right. Textbooks. Let's get your textbooks out, please. Go ahead. And in your textbooks, you need to be on page 17. We're going to be in chapter 2 on the book this time. Page 17. And the name of this chapter is... Very good. And they will be talking primarily about the Spaniards and other nations that did some exploring and some colonization during that time. And this is really important because if it wasn't for these people, then the British who came later would never have been there. There would have never have been a revolution. There never would have been the United States. So even though we need to talk about the Vikings, the fact that they were there first, it was the Spaniards and primarily Columbus who really did begin to get things going in America as far as settling and bringing people in. Okay? I think by now you know that your key terms are in blue, as everybody can see. As you turn through here, I would like you to take a look at page 21. And what do we see on page 21 again? That's right, it's a map. And it's a map of, that's right, how the Europeans had explored the Americas. Somebody name me a country besides the Spanish who did explorations of the Americas. Good. Another one. And the last one. Very good. And there were a few others. Sweden and some other countries did some, and they're not nearly as important as the 4 that were here. So as you get into this chapter, you're going to discover more and more about how Europeans began to really colonize and begin to take over the North American continent and really lay the framework for building the United States of America. So why don't you find out from your teacher what he wants you to do? And this is Professor U.S. History signing out.